Hey guys, this is Cindy, and I want to show you my finished September design team project for Artzology. I used her Aubrey kit, number 184. I used her collage cards. They're 3x5 cards, 8 pages of them, so you get like 32. There's 4 per page, and it's number 266. You're going to see a lot of those. I'm selling this journal in my shop, Books by Burke, on Etsy. And I also use some of Artzology's vintage stamps. Here's that. You can see at the top where I cut some out. And basically it's vintage ladies made into little postcards. I mean postage stamps. And they even got the little zigzag edge like a stamp would have. And then I use some of her vintage ladies from the Vintage Ladies Kit 104. So I have lots of kits to draw from. And all the Artzology's information will be down below in the description box. Okay. Oh, by the way, here's some of those collage cards. That's from that collage kit. Like I said, you got 8 pages of them. So there's tons of them and all different types and colors. And these are great for just a journaling card by itself, pocket or tuck. And then you can also use them to collage on, which you'll see a lot of that. Okay, the kit comes with 6 pages, double pages, so that's really like 12 pages, and 6 backgrounds. And I used one of the double pages for the front cover. This is part of it, and the back is the other page. And I just enlarged it a little bit to fit this book. And then I wanted to protect it, so I put a little bit of Mod Podge on it. And then I put fabric on the spine, put this flower border over the edge there. And then these 2 flowers are from Hobby Lobby. A little bit of cheesecloth there just to give it a little hint. And the back just has the the rickrack. And I'm closing it with the post and hair tie closure, but it was getting kind of thick already. So I thought, you know, maybe I better include an extra hair tie. So that's what I did. So if you don't want, you don't really need this yet, the double one. The first one does the trick, but you can take this off if you want to. But anyway, I included both of them. So anyway, let's get going. This measures 9 1/4 by 5 3/4. It has 136 pages and 1 1/2 inch spine. And on the inside, it had the white end papers, and I didn't really want white. Plus, I had added a piece of chipboard to reinforce the spine, so I wanted to cover that up. So I just took 2 of the background papers and glued them on there, and here's the other one. And this one I think is missing the yellow ink, but it still made it pretty pink, so I'm fine with that. Okay, here's one of the collage cards that I chose for this because of these darker colors over here. And the circle is included in the kit. There's like a page of circles. And these little ephemera pieces here, oops, you can't see, are from one of the collage cards because they had a whole bunch of different things collaged on it. And I just cut them apart and used them as ephemera. And here's one of the tags. You get a sheet of tags. And I just put a little bit of lace and some fabric on there. So each signature has the scrapbook papers, the cover, and it was 12 by 12 paper, so I folded it up, made a pocket. And this one had the glittery blue, so I put some glittery blue washi on it. And then this is one of the envelopes from the kit, and I just printed out and added my own little background stamps to it, and then I added a real stamp to it, and with the postmark. And I just included some coffee dyed paper in there to make it look like, you know, an old letter or something. And I put this blue ribbon around it just to make it, it's kind of, the ribbon looks faded a little, and I thought, well, this would be like, you know, she had stacked love letters or something. Because my idea was, since the name of the kit is Aubrey, I thought, you know, this could be a lady's journal name, and her name is Aubrey, and it's her journal, her scrapbook. She's got postcards from friends, she's got pictures of friends, and just different things, recipes, that sort of stuff. So it's just a bunch of different things that Aubrey might have in her journal. On this is a page from a 5-ring Better Homes and Garden journal, garden book, and I just included it. And it has pretty pictures. Some of it didn't have pictures; it just had writing. So I covered it up with what I call a journaling spot. It's blank paper that I just did some messy stitching around. Scrapbook paper. This is one of the papers from the kit, and one of the background papers had these floral clusters. If you can see that. And I printed it out on some semi-gloss photo paper, cut them out, fussy cut them out, and I made this one into a tuck. Here's one of the circles you get on that one page of circles. Here's one of the background papers. This is a banner I made because the kit comes with small banners and large banners, and I had already made this banner out of book page, so I just cut it to fit, stitched around it, put that little flower on there, blank paper on the back so you can journal on it. So it decorates your page, and it's also a journaling spot. And then here's some of that blue ribbon on that paper clip. Edith Holden, scrap of paper. This pocket is one of those collage cards that I just did some edge stitching on to make the pocket a little different. And this page is from an old cookbook from the 60s, and you can tell it was like one that a church group or something had done and they sold or gave away. So like I said, I'm pretending like Aubrey kept some of her recipes and stuff in here. Here's another one of the collage cards that I added these little digital prints of these laces and paper on the back, stitched around it, makes a cute little journaling card. Here is one of the background papers, and here's one of the Vintage Ladies from the Vintage Lady kit. I figured that's one of her friends, just gave her a picture, so she included it in that pocket. This pocket is a digital print of a belt I have, and I just want to see how it would do, and it did great, and it was wide enough to make a pocket, so I just made a pocket out of it. This is the center of the signature, and this is one of the double pages you get. And on all of the pages from the kit, I took my decal scissors when I cut them out, when I had to trim off that white, and just kind of gave them a rough edge. All right, here is the back of that recipe paper, and I just made a little collage tuck spot. And these two items here are from my, I've got an old newspaper ads digital kit on my Etsy shop, and I had these printed out, so I thought, well, let me cluster those together. And then this is from a bag of flour that we can buy now, and it talks about how it's been around since 1906, 100 years, you know. So I thought, great, that worked perfect, the dates and stuff. So, and then I got this collage card. I just put one of the vintage stamps on it and some fabric and put it there. The kit comes with 6 tickets, and they're together, so you can either keep them together or cut them apart. I made mine into a belly band. It's a double belly band. So this is a book page folded in thirds. Just glued it on there. One of the Vintage Ladies. This could be Aubrey herself or one of her friends. And this is a place for a whole nother card. I'll just slip that one in. All right. Here's another one of those clusters I cut out. Made a tuck out of it. And you get a page of these tall, skinny tags. I just put some applique on it. And this is a fold out. I saw Gail do it on her YouTube channel, and she talked about how she watched other people do it, and they all kind of thought maybe Tina from Shabby Doodah on YouTube is the one that had the idea first. And it's just a piece of paper folded in thirds, and the one is folded back to make a pocket, and then it's a flip out and a pocket, and it can also be a pocket this way. So you just kind of collage on this side, leave this for journaling, and then get a tag, and you get a sheet of these tags from the kit. Make sure I'm on the frame. I just put some fabric with zigzag stitch on it on this one, and then collage, and it's got that crocheted flower. And then right here I just slipped one of the journaling cards, the collage cards, to make it a journaling card. Here's one of the pages. And one of those journaling spots. Back of the page, signatures, got the pocket, journaling card with another one of my digital. I use this because it's not as thick. I just printed out, the lace, and then this is actual lace. All right, next signature, cardstock pocket. It's got another pocket from the, envelope from the kit. And I printed this on just regular coffee paper because I wanted to crunch it up. So once I cut it out, I just wrinkled it up in my hand, folded it back out, did the background stamping on it, put a real stamp on it, and made it to an envelope. And then it didn't come with anything to go in it, so I just got some cardstock, and it looks like scrapbook paper, and made like these faux postcards. And I had a magazine on British Isles, and I just picked out these 2 pictures. There's Edinburgh Castle and Windsor Cathedral, and stamped I have 2 different postcard stamps, so I'll put those on the back. So it's like she's collecting some postcards she's gotten in the mail. Put them in her little envelope in this pocket. Pink glitter, so I had pink glitter washi, put that on there. Another journaling spot. Here's another pocket I made out of the collage cards. Here's the card, and I had this. I don't know if that made the old newspaper ads or not, because I'm not sure, but I had it printed out, so I used it. This shoe came from an old newspaper I'll talk about in a minute. And then this vintage lady stamp. So they make a cute little cluster for this pocket, and there's the tag from the kit with some applique on the top. Here's one of the pages. Okay, on this flip out, now this one's kind of fun to look at. Here's the background paper from the kit. Here's the the background paper from the kit when you're out of yellow ink. It's still very usable, but that's not the way it originally was designed. It was kind of funny they ended up being side by side here. But this is another one of those flip outs with pocket that's made, you know, the other ones were made out of copy dyed paper. This is made out of just copy paper I printed this background on, and it was white on the other side. And I thought, how much of that white will show if I make one of these flip outs? Well, all the white that shows is that right there. And it gives you a good contrast between the pocket, because the rest of it's glued down to the page and then folded over to make the pocket. So I thought this is a great use, because I have a lot of scrapbook paper that's, you know, not double-sided. It's white on the back side, so you have to deal with that usually if you don't like white pages. So this is one way to use a page and not have much white showing. So, and on this particular one, instead of collaging, I just made another pocket because I had some scrapbook paper that went real well with it. So that's what I did on that one. Now here's 2 collage cards from her kit. This one I just put line paper on the back and stitched around it. And this one I just put one of those little fussy cut clusters on there. And then here is one of the vintage ladies from the kit. It's one of the from the vintage lady kit. And this tab is from the Aubrey kit. I put line paper on the back, so it goes in that little slot there. All right, now on this, if you saw one of the earlier videos I did on this design team project, I talked about this book I have where it's got family stories in it, and it's always centered around some sort of object, whether it's a plate or a letter or a piece of furniture or something, and they tell the family story about it. Well, this particular one was a letter from this lady to this widower. He was looking for a new wife because he had 4 kids and he needed help, you know. So she ends up saying, no, I can't do it because I don't really like housework, and I kind of like being, you know, doing my own thing. Well, you read the family story, and she ended up marrying the man and having 4 more kids. So I thought that was kind of a fun little story, and it had a little letter there. So I thought, I'm going to put this in the book, and this is either going to be Aubrey Ann's story, and here's the gentleman, you know, mentioned in the letter, or it could be one of her friends. So this is from an old newspaper, 1912 newspaper, and this particular newspaper's been out of print for, you know, 80 years. So anyway, I deal with a lot of old newspapers in doing genealogy, and I saw that man there. It was for an ad, I'm sure, for clothing or something. I thought, ooh, I need him. So I cleaned him up a little and printed him out, and he's my gentleman that's mentioned in this letter. And his pocket over here, which is kind of tricky sometimes to get him in there, is a package from Guitar Strings. I just like the brown on it. And then, like, there's the flap that goes with it. I just glued this on here like a little pocket, and inside of it is just one of these little ads from my newspaper ad digital kit, and it's about shoes. This paper is from a 1940s book, shorthand book. Got scrapbook paper. This time it's a handwritten recipe. This is just a little pocket made out of book pages, and I put this little cluster of fabric ribbon and one of those vintage stamps, some washi tape. I don't have anything in there. There's 2 more of the pages. I just made it the center of the signature. Added that little cluster. Here's the recipe. Here's another collage I made with the tag. With the collage card. There's the background. Added the circle that comes with the kit, and a little bit of lace on another one of those vintage ladies stamps, and then took one of the vintage ladies from the vintage ladies kit and put some paper on the back of it and stitched around it. I just went crazy making these collage pockets because they were so much fun. On this one, it's just a piece of scrapbook paper with some washi and some ribbon there. And then there's that, remember earlier I made it into a pocket. This is what I had left over. I just put it in here as a journaling card. Here's another one of those fussy cut images. And I just made a tuck out of it. And this is an index card with some napkin on it. Another one of the flip outs. This was made with the coffee dye paper. And it's got the collage on it. And that lady is also from that 1912 newspaper. And I'm sure she was showing off her hat or something. There's a little lace there, some those flowers here. And I made this tag out of a manila folder and some scrapbook paper. I love that scrapbook paper. Some pink lace at the top. And in here is 3 more ladies, who I'm sure are showing off their hats. It was from the same 1912 newspaper. I just cleaned it up a little. And I figured this could be Aubrey and a couple of her friends going out shopping. There's a tab from the kit. Wallpaper pocket with some lace. One of the tall tags from the kit. And I had some fabric. And on the selvage, it had different words. And one of them was inspiration. So I thought, yep, that's perfect. A little bit of fabric up here. Journaling spot. The pocket from the back of the signature. And this is just one of those collage cards, which is beautiful. Last signature, another pocket, another envelope. Now on this one, from the kit, it comes with the envelope on the page and these 2 journaling cards on the page. So it prints out like this. Of course, the envelope's folded out. So I printed it on regular copy paper because I wanted to crinkle up this envelope. And I think you can see how wrinkled it is. I wanted to make it look old. I did some background stamping. I did not put a stamp on this one because I didn't want to cover up that flower. So this one hasn't been mailed yet. And she's just got some stationery cards in there. I took that, since I printed on copy paper, I just put it on some cardstock. It had some stains on it, copy stains. So that's waiting for her to do something with. And the same sort of papers as in the other signatures. Here's another one of those clusters made out of the collage paper, the circles, and these 2 elements here were cut from that one collage card that I used earlier. Index card, one of the pages, one of the backgrounds, another one of those clusters made out of the collage card. You can see the card there and it had a cute little bird on it. Some of these roses again, that vintage stamp, a circle from the kit, and just added that little flower. And then this is one of the tall tags. It's my scrapbook paper. Recipe. Another one of these. It's got 2 of the banners from the kit over my book page banner, stitched with, blank paper on the back, and I put a yo-yo on that one. And it's also got the paper clip with the blue ribbon. Edith Holden. That's the background paper that I printed on thicker, shinier photo paper that I fussy cut out these clusters from. Used them as tuck. So that's the paper. Here's the pages that ended up being on my cover. And this is just a little cluster I made, like a faux postage stamp. Edith Holden, coffee dyed. Okay, another one of those flip outs. It's got the pocket that I did collage work on. This lady's from that same newspaper, and she's all stretched out of shape, but her face isn't, and her feet really aren't, so I'm not sure what they were doing there. But anyway, she's here. And then here's 2 of the gorgeous, tall, skinny tags from the kit. I just added some pink fabric there. And here is just an index card with a tab. All right, this belly band is made from this stuff I got, I'm sure it was Salvation Army. And it's stiff, so I think it's like for floral arrangements or something. But it's this satin ribbon with the lace on both sides. And I just took the tickets and just glued them on there. And this time it's not a double belly band. Just a single belly band. And I put a real stamp and a little cluster there. And the journaling card is made on one of the collage cards with doily and one of the tabs that I sewed on. Here's one of those clusters that I made into a tuck. I just added this vintage greeting card. It just looked old and the colors were good. And this is one of the pages from the book. from the kit. This is my last little journaling spot. I used lined paper that time and different stitching around it. And let's see, signature page, the back page, it's got the pocket. Here's one of the file folders from the kit. I didn't do anything to it. I just gessoed in here where it had Kodak written on the photo paper. And I just left it in here whole. And there's actually another one. Let's see if I can get it without spilling everything. Is it the same size or a little bit smaller? It's a little bit smaller. I just have it, it'll fit in one of the pockets just fine. I just got all these little extra things that I'm going to send with the journal. So you'll have that as well. And then we're at the back, and that's it. So this is my design team project for September for Artzology. And if you're interested in it, it'll be for sale on my Etsy shop, Books by Bert. So thanks for watching. Bye.